On the bill as it stands tonight, or do you have reservations like some of your colleagues over in the House?
Of course, I have reservations. It's a huge piece of legislation. The thing I look mostly, though, is how it affects Tennesseans. And if it doesn't pass, then Tennesseans will automatically have a pretty substantial tax increase, as in his district as well. So that working folks, things like that, the credits that are there in there for manufacturing, I like the border security. I like the Iron Dome if it's done.
Yeah, but a lot
properly.
of people in Tennessee get Medicaid and SNAP benefits as well. Are you worried about
no,
those cuts?
I'm not, because unless they're doing it illegally and waste, abuse, and fraud. That's all the cuts are. That's a misnomer. That's what the left is putting out to scare people, and unfortunately, that's what we do in politics, and it's wrong.
What do you're saying? Only people who get Medicaid illegally are going to be affected by these cuts? I don't think that's all right. I mean,
I do.
The projection is it's 12 million people. Are you saying 12 million people are getting Medicaid illegally?
And I've delved into those notes, and most of them are unsubstantiated. That's, they will not address the fact that illegals are on it. They will not address the fact that there's a work requirement, which I think every American, if they're capable of working, they should probably not be on Medicaid. And so, we've got single moms, 2 kids or something like that. No, they should qualify for the programs. But if we're not careful, we will destroy the program, and it will not take care of the least amongst us.
No tax on overtime gives working people an $11,000 increase a year in income. Lots of positive things there, But I do know it also increases the spending and debt ceiling, which is why Elon is very against it. But I saw Scott Bessent was like, look, you stick to making rocket ships, I'll stick to the budget. I believe that this will pay down our deficit. So, hey, man, I'm going to trust Scott on that one, man. Scott's a rock star. He knows it's his job. We gotta just trust the process. I trust Trump. I don't think he would throw us down the throw us for a loop. So I think we're going to be all right.
Bill, on this point of tax on tips, as one of the only people in this body who has lived off of tips, I want to tell you a little bit about the scam of that tax, a little bit of the fine print there. The cap on that is $25,000. While you're jacking up taxes on people who make less than $50,000 across the United States, while taking away their SNAP, while taking away their Medicaid, while kicking them off of the ACA and their health care extensions. So if you're at home and you're living off tips, you do the math. Is that worth it to you? Losing all your health care, not able to feed your babies, not being able to put a diaper on their bottom in exchange for what? This bill is a deal with the devil. It explodes our national debt. It militarizes our entire economy, and it strips away health care and basic dignity of the American people. For what? To give Elon Musk a tax break and billionaires the greedy taking of our nation. We cannot stand for it, and we will not support it. You should be ashamed.
This is crazy, bro.
The leader of the Democrat Party.
It's very interesting to hear her say all of those things. Aren't a lot of those things that she's talking about, aren't those being taken away from illegals? Isn't that what we've been hearing and what we've been seeing? That's what's being stripped away from illegals. Why are they making it seem like illegals are American citizens?
Well, the big, beautiful bill is not merely a good bill. It's a great bill. You take President Trump's campaign promises. Think about it. Deliver tax relief for working families. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime, delivering tax relief for seniors. That benefits hardworking Americans all over this country. That's in the big, beautiful bill. Increase in border security of $70 billion, a one-time increase to ensure that we have more detention center space, more ICE agents, a fully sealed border. The truth is that the illegal migrants that came into this country under President Biden, over 12 million, they're costing taxpayers about $150 billion a year.
But also CBO, speaking of money to taxpayers, says that this bill could increase it by like trillions. I mean, you have a number that's talking about if taxpayer money is an issue. Is that not a concern of yours?
Well, the interesting thing about the CBO survey, their forecast is that they don't take into account, one, the tariff revenue, which is going to be about $2 trillion over the next 10 years. Number two, they don't take into account...
If the tariff revenue stands,
sure,
right?
But
that's
just,
if, but go ahead.
There's a lot of ifs here.
Sure.
And the second one is If you secure the border and save taxpayers $150 billion a year, Trump has done that 99% reduction in border crossings since President Biden was thrown out of office. What ends up happening, Laura, is you save the taxpayer money in the process. The CBO has not put that in their model. And then finally, they assume that the Trump tax cuts, which everybody in D.C., Republican and Democrat, would tell you were going to continue, they assumed they would expire, and therefore their model does not accurately reflect that. The truth of the matter is the CBO is not a nonpartisan organization, Laura. 8 out of 10 employees who work there are registered Democrats. We should be skeptical of the forecast for that reason, but also for the substantive reasons I just laid out.
The Republicans also have touted the CBO over time. Is it not a good organization or good entity at all if it doesn't support what you're saying?
Assume that the Trump tax cuts, which everybody in D.C., Republican and Democrat, would tell you were going to continue, they assumed they would expire, and therefore their model does not accurately reflect that. The truth of the matter is the CBO is not a nonpartisan organization, Laura. 8 out of 10 employees who work there are registered Democrats. We should be skeptical of the forecast for that reason, but also for the substantive reasons I just laid out.
The Republicans also have touted the CBO over time. Is it not a good organization or good entity at all if it doesn't support what you're saying?
No, what the CBO did 20 years ago, 30 years ago under President Clinton or President Bush is very different than the highly polarized environment that exists today. I think both you and I can agree with that. The truth of the matter is when there's gaping holes in their models and forecasts when it comes to tariff revenue, when it comes to the actual net benefit of cutting out illegal labor and illegal immigration that actually saves the taxpayer money, the CBO model does not estimate that whatsoever. This is a good bill. It delivers on President Trump's promises, and it's a shame that because it doesn't have Elon Musk's electric vehicle subsidies that he would oppose it.
I like this guy.
Love this guy right here, man.
I saw where he said he got $1 million to combat Elon's American Party. He said, hey, you want to do that? He said, I got $1 million to go up against anybody that you want to put money behind.
Damn.
He ain't going for it.
He be just too up and down roller coaster. Man.
Yeah, it's interesting that he's talking about going to be an America Party. It'd be interesting to see who follows that because I personally don't believe that would be a hit. I mean, it'd be interesting to see who the defectors are.
Well, he on Twitter. He probably felt like.
I mean, yeah, sure, but like he's a South African immigrant in America, naturalized citizen. Not disrespecting him in that way.
I like Elon.
That's cool. I like Elon. I like Elon a lot.
Right now, though.
He is tripping with that, but it's just like, do you really think that you can garner support from enough Americans to make a party and represent America? Because in essence,
he's tripping, bro. That's literally.
I don't know.
Like that's what MAGA kind of was.
Not insulting him.
You can't just start a whole nother party, bro. You gotta either go Democrat and Republican and change the stuff that's in those parties, bro.
This bill is a political suicide note for the Republican Party. Last time they tried this, the Democrats won 41 House seats after Trump's first midterm. They'll exceed that this time, too.
I should have started my remarks by thanking you because it was President Bill Clinton in the 90s that thought of work requirements for Medicaid.
But two-thirds of people on Medicaid already work.
Which is all we're doing here.
They already do it. They already do it. We did it.
If you want to get up and go to work, you're going to get your Medicaid. And if you're an illegal alien, you're not going to get your Medicaid. Everybody else is going to be fine.
14 million
generational
people.
Welfare reform built on your all's ideas. So I thank you.
And they stand in line in the rain to vote for Donald Trump, and he's stabbing them in the back.
I disagree.
It's a fact.
The people
Kaiser Family Foundation.
The people who work, the people who are trying, the people who need it, the people who are taking care of kids and other family members, those people are protected. We're protecting the safety net from those who are gaming the system or shouldn't even be in the country legally at all.
Hey, Scott, him saying I'm not going to vote for Medicaid cuts and then he voted for this bill, which very clearly does cut Medicaid.
Yeah, but who does it cut Medicaid for? Illegal aliens, people who won't get off grandma's couch despite being able-bodied adults.
Right, but hang on.
It is a protection of the social safety
I actually
net.
know too much about this because I used to be a healthcare policy reporter on Capitol Hill. People that are really going to suffer, and the reason this is a problem for Lisa Murkowski and Josh Hawley, are the rural hospitals with emergency rooms into which people like that may walk. And if they don't have Medicaid, they're not getting any, that hospital is not getting any money from that person or from the federal government.
Well, the Senate included a massive fund for rural hospitals. I think it was $50 billion, or do they wind up, I forget where they wound up, but a massive fund to cover just what you're talking about. So some care was put into thinking about how do you protect rural hospitals from downside outcomes. I think that's one of the reasons they're ultimately going to get it over the line is because they actually work to fix little individual pieces that had people upset about it.
It's going to be a wipeout for your party, Scott, if you guys cut Medicaid for the people who voted for you.
We're not cutting Medicaid for the people who voted for us. We're cutting Medicaid for the people who vote for Democrats. The illegal aliens.
know he getting
Look,
cooked.
the only thing we're cutting here is taxes. That's
Just
what
to be
we're cutting.
clear, if you are undocumented in America, you cannot vote.
Why are you fighting so
Like,
hard to
come on.
protect welfare benefits for
people who
illegal
don't
aliens?
vote for me? Because I actually
For
love my
illegal
country
aliens?
more than my party.
Why would a
First off,
Democrat fight so hard
These
to
people.
keep illegal aliens on welfare?
This is a
Facts.
fight the Republicans have picked, and they're going to lose so badly.
Very last word.
In 2017, when Donald Trump passed the massive tax cuts, the apocalypse was used by Democrats. And what happened? The economy boomed. We had more money flowing into the federal
know
coffers.
he getting cooked.
Everything was fine. I think
They
the
lost
credibility,
41 House
the
seats,
credibility
Scott.
of Democrats,
41 House
the
seats.
credibility of Democrats on doomcasting.
Do you think Mike?
They know they're getting cooked, bro.
Scott love this shit.
Immigrants should not get Medicaid.
At
Point
all.
blank, period.
If I can't go to another country and get Medicaid, that's over with for me.
That's literally using our tax dollars on people that don't live here. Come on, bro. We didn't even need to talk about that. Like, honestly.
Well, the CBO, which you put so much trust in for years and years, that you passed a resolution wanting estimates read before bills, is very clear about how
Yes,
many
ma'am.
people are going to be kicked off of health care until you were against the CBO.
No, ma'am. Listen, if you want to do the editorial, just go ahead, and you don't need me on here. But the
These are
CBO,
facts, sir.
I would
I don't
like
have
to
to
see
editorialize.
scores. I would like to see what the economic output of every bill. You as a taxpayer should want that too. And the CBO is the only organization we have. If I could allow a private accounting firm to do it, I would much rather that happen. But the reality is it would have to be the CBO. And what do you have against knowing how much each bill is spent? Why is the media opposed to that? Why do you all on the left always fight every chance at America knowing what's going on? The problem y'all have with this bill, ma'am, is that it gets government out of our way and lets Americans make some decisions, and maybe hardworking Americans would have a better choice and a better shot at life in this country without you all just telling us how bad things are going and trying to construct, and as you're doing with me, trying to dictate what I've said. And the reality is the CBO is a partisan organization, and the reality is America has a right to know how much we're spending on every piece of legislation. I cannot believe you as a member of the media would not want open records, and that is exactly what that bill would do.
Wow.
Sir, we have reported on what is in this bill. We do that time and again.
Ma'am, you all are trying to scare, are you talking about the big, beautiful bill? You all just try to scare America by telling millions of people are going to be cut off this thing. You're talking about the people that are on it illegally, that are gaming the system, and that is. And
no, we're not. The CBO.
The
CBO is very clear.
The bill does not do anything of what you've said, and all you've done is scare America, and you're not doing a service to this country, ma'am. And you all ought to start talking. You want to talk about transparency, and then there you are attacking me on a bill where I'm trying to make it transparent to how much we're spending on each piece of legislation. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me,
you
ma'am.
wanted to have the CBO estimate, and you're now railing
because
against
that is
CBO
the only
estimates.
organization. That is the only organization at our disposal to do that.
Good enough for you, and we are reporting on it.
He just grilled her super bad, guys.
Yeah, that was bad.
He a true volunteer, man. Don't play with him, man.
Hey, man, Tim Marquis way up there with me, man. I bet not get older and see my boy Tim up there with some scrubs. Timmy! I like Tim, man. He stand on business for real.
I can see Tim running, man.
I can too, man.
For what?
Something. Hey,
governor.
Man, it's some people.
I can see him as a governor. Hey, I might see him run for
The
president.
CBO, which you put so much trust in.
He's too old.
How old is Tim?
It's not too many people on my list.
That's
bro.
pretty old.
Not too many people on my list. Bro.
List for what?
JD, Marco, and then
Where
that's probably-
Doug been at?
He's been working. He's been hard at work.
I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Doug
You
been hard
ask
at
me.
work.
I got Tim over Doug.
All right.
I can feel you on that.
I like Tim.
On that.
I like Tim.
But
He's a good dude.
Doug
He
is
does a good job.
Doug was going
He's a
crazy.
governor?
He's a governor.
Yeah,
that is
Doug
a
was
little
going
different.
crazy
Bro,
during the
he's
debate.
still handling business. I don't know why y'all.
That is different, though. He's a governor, so.
What are we talking about here? So why don't we look back? We have all the presidents, Republican presidents, going back over the last 35, 36, 37 years. What are we talking about? GOP, who strongly approved 5 months in. Look at this. George H.W. Bush, Bush 41, 46%. Bush 43, 59. You see Trump, the first term, 53. But look at this.
Damn.
63%. He beats all the other Republicans on the board here. And I was looking even back since Reagan. And get this, Donald Trump beats Ronald Reagan when it comes to the strongly approved 5 months. And, of course, Reagan was coming off that high after that assassination attempt. So the bottom line is Donald Trump is making history with the Republican base.
It's not transparency. That's why people are loving it. It's because it is transparent.
President Obama was a terrible president. President Biden was the worst president in the history of our country.
Facts.
President Bush should not have gone into the Middle East and blown the place up. So I don't give him high marks either. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. I give Trump very high marks. Goodbye, everybody.
Golf of America.
So y'all know CBS also just settled that 60-minute interview.
Yeah.
That's
like 15
crazy, bro.
They need that.
That's insanity.
Paramount Global has agreed to pay $16 million in order to resolve a lawsuit filed by Donald Trump that many legal experts said was frivolous and dangerous. Trump claimed a 60 Minutes interview with then Vice President Kamala Harris was deliberately edited to benefit her and hurt him. Paramount says the settlement does not include a statement of apology or regret. The money will not be paid to Trump directly, but allocated to his future president.
Say that CBS is hurting its reputation by caving to Trump. The president's lawsuit was always legally dubious, with First Amendment attorneys telling CNN that it was, quote, frivolous and ridiculous. But the lawsuit was taken seriously by the owners of CBS, because those owners have been rushing to complete a multi-billion-dollar merger between Paramount and Skydance. The merger requires Trump administration approval because CBS owns local stations that are licensed by the government. And so this is a case of corporate priorities trumping journalistic principles.
Settling this lawsuit, it's setting this very, very bleak press freedom message that we're willing to concede on something we don't even think we did wrong in order to get our business goals accomplished. So you're seeing press freedom advocates are absolutely distraught over this. I will say, though, from the Paramount corporate perspective, they probably see this as a pretty big win for two reasons. One, they're only paying $16 million, which it's still a lot of money, but it's only $1 million more than what ABC, its rival, settled for. And then two, they don't have to give an on-air apology. One of the things that was really holding up this lawsuit settlement negotiation was whether or not they'd have to apologize. This 60 Minutes team, the CBS News team, has been going through so much. This has killed morale. An on-air apology would have tanked morale probably for good.
It's interesting that she's trying to spin this as if like they're under attack. Well, this is media freedom. Well, you guys lied. You're paying money because you lied. So that would make you guys liars. Do you want us to trust the press to give us the truth, or do you want the freedom to lie and manipulate the truth? And that's why you're paying a lawsuit. And they're saying, well, this is a win because we only had to pay $16 million for lying, but we shouldn't have had to pay anything and just been able to lie. Like, what is it?
Well, this just proved that when Trump say you're false news,
that's what I was just about to say.
You're real life false news.
Take it back to 2015 when he said fake news for the first time. He was right. That was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
This shit is hilarious, guys.
You tried, but it's not going to work. I'm going to continue to ask questions, but
what is going on?
Dude, you tried to call the police. What are you talking about? Just exactly, you lost. It didn't work. All right, let's do a little bit of an easier one here at this point. How about condemning the violent riots in Los Angeles? Are you willing to do that?
She's
at
a
least?
zombie.
I mean, come on. We're talking about people that were setting buildings and cars on fire. Assaulting ICE agents.
Is that rolling?
Can we do that?
He got an Astros jersey on.
Don't say anything.
All right, condemning. Yeah, don't say anything. Don't say anything. You're right. That's probably not a good idea.
The flow.
Okay, all right. So not gonna condemn the violent riots in Los Angeles. This is amazing. This is the Democrat Party.
As long as you don't impede the flow. Just harass that lady. And all these Christian people here, now harass me the same way you just want. We can disagree. But harass me.
Dude, you got to get the police on me.
The difference between me and her is I ain't afraid of you. So harass me the way you just harassed that lady. And the brother that's laughing about it, harass me. No.
Bro, you need to calm down.
Harass me. I dare you. Harass me the way you just harassed her.
You're the one that just chased me down, bro.
Harass me the way you just harassed her. Harass me.
You'll be okay.
Harass me the way you just harassed her. I see you walking away.
Huh?
Harass me the way you just harassed her.
Follow me if you want to. You're the one that ran it. Dude, you ran from all the way over there after me.
I can't believe Roland Martin was there, bro.
Okay, are you...
That's the Democrats, bro.
Yeah.
That is literally the I just couldn't believe I seen this shit when I seen it, bro.
That's crazy.
Like, what are y'all doing with them motherfuckers? Are y'all even working?
Like, for real, bro. Come on, man.
Hooray cheers on 3. 1, 2.
Harass me the way you did that woman.
Hooray.
I'm not scared of you.
Gay.
Wow. This is the world we're living in, guys. Okay, guys. Just let us know what you... Hey, I'm all for the big, beautiful bill now. At first, I was like, I don't know totally what's in it, but the people that I really trust are vouching for it.
Well, the problem is people's getting cut, and they don't know who's getting cut, but we know who's getting cut.
Illegals.
So
I'm not finna defend nothing that protects illegals. Sorry.
Let us know what y'all think in the comments, guys.